Nice. First, no, that was me. See, I put the X in the chat before you. How you doing? No. Doing good? Yeah, that's good. Oh, let me check something. I think I forgot to do this here. I don't know if you saw, but I posted the animation. I did not see, so I'll check it. I think I can check it from here. Go to channel. Two hours ago, I think. You synced it to the music, the movement. Hello Lotus, how you doing? Witnessing your streams at this wee hour. It's yeah, it's 10. I'll probably go for 2 hours like normal. Wish I was doing something more interesting, but I guess I gotta get this done. It's a commission, so gotta get it done. We don't have a deadline really, but oh, this is the thing that you said you saw? Amir? That's creepy. What happened in the end? I'm not entirely sure. There's like a shadow or something of some cap cut. Cap cut. All right. YouTube ruined the think. I'm sorry. How did it ruin the sync? That's weird. It shouldn't have any effect on that, should it? I mean, like, I've heard it before too, though, but I don't know. I've heard it from a few people. Maybe it's something to do with like the conversion. Like if you have a format that you export at. Did you like it? It was okay. I didn't understand the ending. What was going on there? There was like a silhouette, right? But then there was the two characters beside each other. So are they like on good terms or antagonistic? Eat your walls. But no, it was basically a form of torture in a way that kind of hard to explain. But no, me and that thing are not on good terms. Okay, I see. JavaScript occurred in the main process. My Discord. I was trying to open my Discord and it's giving me errors. So let's go again. It needs to download an update, it seems. But yeah, made a new, what is this called? Wet palette. Double boiled the water and microwaved it. So not really superheated, but that should kill most things. Apparently, according to the AI, it's still not going to kill all spores. Some of them are resistant up to 120 degrees Celsius, so could possibly still have mold eventually. Plus it could get contaminated just from like spores that might be in the air or on stuff. So who knows? We'll see. Thing took 5 days and 10 hours to make. Long time. Animation is a pain. That's one of the reasons that I couldn't continue to do it. The payoff is pretty decent, I guess, but I don't really have trouble staying motivated, I guess, to do an animation. At least before. Maybe now if I try it again I can maybe have a better time with it, but I say it was worth it to make the animation, and though you're right, some people may not understand it. I got my story out. That's good, yeah. Feeling satisfied with it yourself is more important, I guess, than what do you call it? Than it being like super popular or whatever. I'm trying to think. I need something to hold us down, but I'm gonna have to paint here first because I'm probably gonna use one of these clip things. Like the clip thing is here at the end. Need to get one. Money rat. I'm mad the sink was ruined. So out of it, I can't focus on art. Help way out of nowhere after you watched it. It just start getting more views. Nice. I hit a like. Maybe that helped it out a bit. One of the things that I've been told is the video that you upload, like the file, having that be the same name as having the file that you upload be the same name as the title that you use on YouTube is good. Like it helps the video go further. Having the video sit in your content for at least 24 hours to 48 hours, so 2 days, so that it gets completely processed by the YouTube AI before publishing it also helps. And watching it yourself, sending it to a couple people to watch it as well when you first publish it, so that it gets like a bunch of like watches and likes right away, helps it go up as well. Because there's a lot of other channels out there and they all do that too, right? So if you just do content nowadays and you just put it out there, it just gets buried. But yeah, there's probably a video out there that has like a bunch of tips. I'll probably have to look into it myself. And this color. You're hungry? Then you should eat something. Sorry if you see bite marks on your wall. No. That's moldy drywall. Let's see if this kept well. Yeah, that's nice. It kept well. Cool. Probably gonna need a decent amount of this. Spoken for coming back, which I'm super happy about because I didn't get to make an animation. I could go to heaven, I could go to hell. Does it even matter? I don't know what song that is. But oh, okay, whose thing is that? Oh, that's the oh. Nihilistic music of the age. Cool, got it out. There's a jacked up thing going around where people are using Down syndrome as reason for fame or clout. Oh, wait, I think I saw a video about it. Like I don't know, a month ago. Down is up. No, Peach is up. I don't know. It's supposed to be like a thirst trap, but for Down syndrome. I don't know if that's what it is, but I think I saw a meme about it or something. Is that the same one? It's still happening. Well, I guess it's probably a TikTok thing, right? Or is it like everywhere? What a glorious day for the unemployed. Are you working on any other project, or are you taking a break right now? Um, like having just finished your animation, or maybe you're planning stages. back to the painting for pay. Yeah. How you doing, Warren? Wow. Pull this out a bit. Right down. Also fixed the desktop thing. Microsoft Edge updated some tracker restriction policy, so having something to set to balance instead of strict or whitelisting Twitch work. Oh, okay, so that's what was screwing with your... Yeah. Doing alright enough, that's good. I'm doing pretty alright, except... I think I just need to like jump into a project, but I'm not gonna do that on stream because I was gonna say still art blocked, but the only really way that I've ever gotten out is just to force myself to start projects, and then once I have something started is usually enough of a incentive to continue working on it, except if it's going really badly. But yeah. Hey Collie, how you doing? Hello. Der Reinelst Blumen. Hello. Why? Oh, thank you. How are you doing, anyways, Blumen? Doing okay, Collie? That's nice. Doing great. It's dark and damp. I cut down a tree. Amazing gameplay. Oh, you're playing a game? No, in real life, because I live the same day every day. It sucks. I hate it here. Where are you? Well, you don't have to say, but I just assume it's somewhere in Germany because of the name. But yeah. Yeah, it's in Markish. Is that like a more rural area? I guess like less city, more woodland? I'm just gonna assume that it is because why else would you be cutting? Oh, I have no idea. Brandenburg. I have no idea what those places are, but yeah, that makes sense, yeah. I live kind of out, but not so far out. Probably gonna move further out eventually, but not for a while. It's like a Minneapolis or something. I don't know. Oh. Suburb, maybe? place I live now used to be the edge of a suburb, but they started to build too many houses. So now it's like surrounded by different residential districts. So I don't like that. I feel like I gotta find somewhere else. Market is shit. So don't know if it's a smart move or not. No, Brandenburg is like a Minneapolis. I don't think that they're allowed to build new homes where I am right now because of the nature conservatives, you know? Oh, that's good. Yeah. Conservational efforts. Place that I'm at right now actually used to have something that was preventing that, but I think it got someone bought land and has, I guess, somehow revoked that because apparently they're trying to develop more residential districts because Canada's retarded, essentially. I mean, it's not necessarily that they're retarded, they're doing that on purpose. So it's really their plan. Saying that they're retarded is too charitable. Yeah, politicians everywhere aren't incompetent, it's just that they're not representing their actual citizens yet. I think a lot more people need to come to terms with that. But like that's at least a rudimentary step, but I don't really see it happening for at least until it's too late or something. I don't know. Whatever. Can this work? It's like a pale yellow, maybe. I think ultimately I'm gonna have to bring in white, but I'm at least gonna apply some of this around. Maybe mix it with yellow because it's not yellow enough. It looks like a flesh color. Or like a light skin tone. I should have cleaned my brush. Oops. Oops. Because now it's green. Most people are stupid. They don't have a mind. They consume. They put up little to no resistance. They are weak to external constructs and words dictating their actions, and in truth they will never amount. Might be a little harsh, but yeah, it is true. It's pretty much the same conclusion for me. The only reason I have any peace is because it just seems like this is the way it goes all the time. And no system man can make seems to ever be immune to this cycle. So I can't put my faith in it. Gory listen teller, the one time I come back and there's someone like me. Really? Is it German, dude? Is that why? Either way, how you doing? Yeah, I'm the guy in a sheepskin. Oh, is that true? Alright. What? Apparently, listen teller is a Germanic, I guess. No, like Shaft. Yeah, I know. I know what you meant. Shaft. But anyways, you know, if you can't get someone to believe the truth, what value do they bring to our world? What purpose is their existence? The purpose of their existence. If we were looking at it from strictly materialist lens, there's not. But I'm a Christian, so unfortunately I have to believe everyone is a child of God. And that's a struggle, so. Oh yeah, the purpose of their existence is to worship me because I'm better than Are you trying to speed run? I feel like you're going in a direction that was similar to last time. Never believe in God, not gonna God never stopped me. I mean, quite frankly, morals are just a construct, a good one maybe, but you know. Yeah, I can understand that perspective too, because I was there as well. I feel like ultimately, once you come to a point of good and evil, that's when you are going to either have that journey or, you know, you'll make your choice, I guess. Internet troubles after last message. Gotta love it. Sacrifice 129 accounts to a meat grinder. Let's see. Oh, I need to get some of this yellow. This is like a brighter yellow that I can possibly use. No good or evil, there's only what others think, and we can both agree someone else can't wholly determine if you're good or not. So I'm nothing, right? Well, if you're a nihilist, probably, but is diddling kids good or evil? So depending on how you answer this question, maybe that can be a starting point, I don't know. The people who are in power, who seem to be dedicating their worships and rituals in a particular direction, seem to believe in their deity, who is the inverse of Christ. So that was part of what helped me look into that direction. It's completely neutral. It's simply an extension of what a state of existing is. Molesting children? What? No, I was talking about... Are you talking about something else? Like, is diddling kids... Oh yeah, you're saying it's neutral? Yeah, for me, that would just make you an evil person. If you're talking about diddling kids. Did you make 2 accounts to feel less lonely? Perhaps he did. No, I made 129. Doesn't mean I'm going to do that. I have no do that. Well, you already know the rules, so have fun or whatever. Aye. We know how this story goes. It's just a matter of time. This paint is a bit transparent, so applying it isn't so simple. Hello, Jade, how you doing? Anyway, so there's no incentive for me to do that. I do not seek any pleasure arising from those acts. Well, would there ever be an incentive? And you say pleasure, but are there other reasons? Not to mention that it's not good in the eyes of others, so I wouldn't do it. There are things that are sometimes good in the eyes of others that are not good. And then eventually it's recognized. So it seems insufficient to me. It's like an arbitrary metric. It's like a scale that changes every time you look at it. Good, how are you? So what's this art called, or does it have a name yet? No, this is I'm good. Full. First of all, answer that part. um this is a commission piece. So basically there's two other panels, I guess, from this. This is the third panel. There's probably going to be a fourth panel, but he's essentially defeated the big bad, and he's it's gonna be simplified to say this, but collecting the loot, I guess. But since I have no internal sense of what I believe is right or wrong, because I've intentionally removed it so I can be neutral, nothing is wrong, only punishments and rewards based on actions. Why? Why are you crying, Gory? Why are you crying? Remembers me of a duck sound going whack whack for some odd reason. Wah wah. Yeah, I think I can hear that too. It's just the way I said it, I guess. Let's see. Okay. I think I want to come through. It's going through here. That means this should come from up here. Do you actually believe that some things are right or wrong? I've pretty much what's it called? Submitted, or I'm in the process, I guess, of submitting myself to Christ. So whatever it says there, although like I'm occasionally having to like really look into things, because I want to understand things mechanically sometimes. Faith is like not sufficient. That's not the right word. It's like not satisfying enough sometimes to understand things, to not necessarily understand things and believe it. So I'm in the process of submitting myself to Christ. God, I'm getting too tired for this. I don't know. So big cat energy is what you give off here, but you're actually a duck, and that's why you disagree. I see. Perfectly surmised. You actually believe that Christ is real. Yeah. Seems like he is. There's like so much. There's more documentation of that man than there is of Roman emperors of that time. And then there's the literature aspect of it, like literal analysis, where you look at the books, what words do they use, what names of characters, quote unquote characters that they use, and then you find that the places, the names of the characters, the words are of that time, which means they couldn't have been so well fabricated. Because like whenever we make a timepiece, for example, there's always several details that are not historically accurate because they can't be, because we wouldn't know, like it wouldn't line up archaeologically and stuff like that. I'm not a duck. I'm not a duck. There's more documentation of C++. Perhaps not. There's can't remember how many tens of thousands of documents. But then besides that, the teachings are more to my concern. Because that's what you actually have to live by, so. But also, that is the argument other religions make, like classical Chinese ones, you know. What, that their figures were real? Do you mean? Because if you're asking me if I believe their figures are real, yeah, I do. I believe that a lot of religions were actually, they have a basis for their belief. It's just wrong. Like the Hindus, for example, I think that's considered to be among the oldest. But we would just consider that to be devil worship. Why is it wrong? That's such an arbitrary thing to say. Well, it depends on the teaching too, right? Like, a lot of, for the Chinese in particular, a lot of the Buddhist teachings have overlap, but they're ultimately what's it called? They're divorced from submitting oneself to a higher authority, because you can essentially, you can do it yourself. That's one of the things with Eastern religion, and why they always use it as a basis for, as a base for New Age religion. So it's essentially a violation of the first commandment. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. So all that matters is the teachings? No. The history matters too, of course. But as Christians, like, you have the Old Testament and you have the New Testament. The Old Testament would be more of a historical document, and then the New Testament would be the Christian basis, because it's has to do with Christ. So if you're following Christ, of course, the New Testament is going to be more relevant, I guess. So I'm just watching tons of content about it just to like learn more and more. There's surprisingly a lot of content on YouTube. I didn't really expect there to be that much. How do you know the specific Christ you're following, like Orthodox, Catholic, Protestant, Presbyterian, whatever, is actually the correct form? They're all the same Christ. The Orthodox and Catholic, they have differing beliefs in, like, for example, Orthodox Catholic in particular have an emphasis on Mariology that Protestants don't. Protestants seem to have taken that Lutheranian thingy where they I think it's like certain edits to the scriptures. I can't remember how many books. I think it's 66 books for Protestants and 70 something for Catholics. I don't know. But aren't all the Bibles they have different though? Not really. It's Okay, so there's a couple different types of documents. I think it's like this for Islam too, and Judaism. But there's the core texts, the Old Testament and the New Testament, and there's Apocrypha, and then there's foundational text, which is what the books were like based on, and then there's something else. What's it called? I can't remember, but like for the core theology, it's pretty much the same, except if you count like Mormonism or something as Christianity, which is not considered to be Christianity by like 90% of Christians. It's like straight up not Christianity because you're not. It's like a heresy. Or there's probably some other sects that do weird stuff too. Cause like some sects straight up worship Mary. I know Catholics don't do it, but sometimes they get kind of strange to me with their dedications and whatever, but there are some sects that have straight up done that. Just hit my other point. Wasn't a core part of the Bible stoning people to death for not believing in God, or is that a misunderstanding? That's the Jewish law, the law of Moses. It's not a Christian law, so that would be Judaism. The Jewish books are the Old Testament, so that would be considered historical for us. The New Testament would be the Christian doctrine. So when we refer to the Old Testament, those are not necessarily like the teachings of Christ. There's a lot of rules that they had in the Old Testament under the law of Moses that were the law of man, essentially. So they're not like... That's why when Christ comes back, he has to do all these corrections, and that's why he ends up getting crucified. At least part of the reason why he ends up getting crucified is because he's pissing off the Jews, the Jewish Pharisees, their clergy. I thought Jewish was a nationality. That makes sense. Thanks. They're both. They're a people and a religion. I'm gonna make this line very bold at first, and I'll probably like disintegrate it so it falls further back later. Just like I'm gonna have to come back to like areas where it's close to him to like light it up with the yellow. Probably mix it with whatever base color is there. What about all the ancient Greeks who believed in all those gods? Why did God not tell them that they were doing or what that they were wrong if he was the real God? Well, there's an entire the Book of Enoch, I guess, about what that history had entailed. It's like a pre-flood story. Essentially, the Greek gods, from the Christian point of view, would have been Nephilim, which are half-breed angel and what's it called? Angel and man. That's probably like a very long way for me to like tell this story, but essentially you could interpret it as like deep lore of Christianity. Because like the intention of God is not something I can really answer for part of your question, especially since I'm like still figuring stuff out. But or who the old gods would be in like the Christian faith, that's what they would be. And then after the flood, they become disembodied spirits, which we call demons. But that's like more of a, like, you know, the mythology of this religion versus the mythology of that religion. Is Zeus real? Yeah. Yeah, we'd believe that. I mean, I can't speak for all the other Christians, but according to my understanding, there are, like, it has the verse in the Bible. I'll have to go and search it if I really want to pull things up, but essentially it describes God's lowercase g and God capital G. And the God's lowercase g would be all these different beings. Approaching it from a materialist view, it's gonna sound very silly though. But we both know there wasn't a great flood after the ancient Greeks. Probably pre-Greek. Like they would be worshipping, you know how you have what's his name? Zeus, and then you have Jupiter. So you have the Greeks worshipping, or the Romans worshipping the same god by a different name, and then you can go further and further and further back, and it would be I think it would be Baal, the sky deity of the Babylonians or the Canaanites or something. Then you have Aster, Astaroth, Easter, Ishtar, I guess. But essentially they're the same deity by different names. Good night, Kali. Have a good rest. So like, I think there's a chart actually. There's a chart that parallels, or it makes the equivalence between Egyptian, Greek, Roman, Hindu, a bunch of them basically. It makes like the equivalencies, uh, what they are, what their domain is, what their various names are, what their signs are, so like the stars or the elements or whatever, and then their rituals, like what you offer them. But I know scientifically there wasn't a flood that high in, what was it, 60,000 years? There's like so many different theories around that. Like technically we don't have enough water on the surface, or we don't have enough water even if we melted the ice caps to cover the entire Earth, right? But if there was an ice age, let's say, or there was a lot more ice, let's say like 13,000, I think there's some theory where there's like 13,000 years ago there's a cataclysm that caused mass melting of water. Of water, mass melting of ice, and then it caused mass floods in various cultures because most cultures are living at the coastal areas. And then, yeah, localized floods and stuff like that. And then there's like, you know, you have those things that they find where the mammoths are like, they're just putting food in their mouth and they're, I guess, fossilized or preserved in like permafrost. So basically mud. I mean, like in a localized area that could have covered, you know, up on Seeming Mountain. There's so many different things that people have discussed about that. Like the what material was the ark even made out of? Was it what's it called? Was it baby animals? Because like, how are you gonna fit all the animals on that thing? Or was it like only local animals, or, you know, all those things? So many questions. So the flood is more of a concept of perpetual teachings. Well, I think if you're like a Christian, you're required to literally believe that. Like you're required to literally believe 7-day creation, right? So when you think of it that way, the flood is not that difficult to believe as a Christian if you believe in a 7-day literal creation, which I do, but there's questions nonetheless. Like if you want to make sense of it as a human being, you have to ask these questions, right? $7 billion years, maybe. 7-day? I doubt. Well, I don't have that luxury. I mean, I've read quite a bit, and Earth was formed in a planetary disk over a long period of time, and it took even longer for life to even emerge on Earth, you know? So, what does 7-day creation mean? 7-day creation in Christian literature just means literally 7-day creation. It's the, I don't know if you've ever read it, but in Genesis, it just starts right away with it starts with light, and then it goes through the order of different pieces of reality, and then eventually to the creatures, and then lastly I think it's humans in the image of God. Never read any religious stuff. Could be fun to give it a shot. I don't really know how it would sound in German, but that might be interesting to see, because like the King James version is the one I read, and it's like old English, and it kind of sounds Germanic sometimes because English is a Germanic language, right? So wonder how much more it would sound in German, because I think Luther was a German, Martin Luther, and he's the one who translated it from, was it Greek/Latin? I can't remember. Yeah, Old English is Germanic, yeah. I just prefer that version because, for one, yes, it's more difficult to understand, but it makes you more likely to go and like find, oh, what does this word mean in context of the time it was written, and stuff like that. It makes you more invested in actually trying to understand it. And two, it sounds poetic compared to the modern English. It doesn't sound good to me. I messed up the white on my palette. Like it's so dirty right now. I need to make a new splash of it. I don't know if I'm gonna go fully white here. Probably like in the real like center, because 100% white seems to be really cold. And this should be like a little bit of a warmer thing. Brandenburg is pretty secular, not as much as Hamburg or Berlin, but you know, there's not really much carrying religion here. I thought Europe was like pretty big on like Catholicism and stuff, because you guys have like cathedrals and all that. But yeah, I don't know, maybe not as much now, I guess. I think in general it's what's it called? Between the 2000s and maybe 2000 to 2015. Obviously that's the frame of reference that I have is smaller than someone older than me, but I did notice that there's a lot less people interested in it, or there was a lot less. Now it seems like a lot of people are reigniting an interest in it. Or maybe it's just my bias because since I'm reigniting my interest in it, I'm obviously seeing more content where other people are reigniting their interest, so. More accuracy is often put produce greater scientific and economic output. Yeah, that's true. Well, historically it's not true, but I would say that it makes sense. Like, in the past, religion was a pretty strong foundation. But nowadays, things are different, right? So do you feel like people need some sort of religious belief? Like the common people? A lot of people might not, but the common folk, I feel like they do. They end up making, like, when people leave, they often make something else their religion. Some other ideology or some lifestyle or whatever. Now it's all standards, right? I mean, I have seen a couple stands from the church in Mecklenburg. I don't travel too much, but former East Germany is usually more religious. Let's see. I hope people actually just, like, even if they're not like religious, I hope they at least take care of their cathedrals and artwork and all that stuff. Yeah, so this is, I think I'll come back to this area and see if I can make it more spectacular, but like obviously it's kind of rough, like around it and stuff, but I have this part to worry about really. Same with politics. If you ever looked at the voting polls here, you can see the borders of East and West Germany. We're very big on history conservation and even the bad moments in history. Yeah, I often feel that Germany needs to move on because they need to take care of Germany and stop crying about the past. That's what I feel like. A lot of places need to do that. Like America has its own wah slavery. a lot of issues. There's also that one political party that caused World War II. It's actually gaining traction again. Honestly, I would like to see Silesia back. Who's Silesia? Oh wait, my internet's open. Silesia. Wait, this is a region. Silesia is a historical region central probably modern-day Poland with parts of Czech Republic and Germany. It's divided. Is this like formerly German territory, or having been part of Poland, Bohemia, Austria, and Prussia before World War II? Today, some for this industrial heritage, cultural diversity, whatever. Basically, it's German land that was given to the Bolshevik. Okay, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about then. I don't know much about the history and the conflicts. I just know that we don't ever get the full story, so. Also look up Prussia's borders. Prussia's borders. Borders of Prussia. Is Prussia at all related to Russia? Or is it just in name it just has like a similar, like it just the P. Prussia's borders changed significantly over its history, but its greatest extent is 18th and 19th centuries that encompassed a large portion of modern-day northern and eastern Germany, Poland. Oh, okay, so that's the point here. Small parts of other countries like Russia, France, and Belgium. France. I see. France. I think it's just a similar name. If you look closely, you can see that Prussia, which was Germany, the German nation that united Germany, like, if you look at the borders, it's actually all in Poland now. Why do they have it? Oh, this is the Holy Roman Empire, is it? I recognize the Blackbird. I don't know if that's the same thing, but you see, the reason why Poland owns all of Prussia, which is Germany pretty much, is because of World War One. So for the people who live there, like in the region, did they get rid of them, or are they still like German-speaking people in those regions? I don't know the history, so I'm gonna just ask questions that maybe have obvious answers. Pretty sure it's all Polish now. Oh. Oh, that sucks. I hear the Polish are more effective at keeping their territories. They haven't done the immigration stuff at least, or maybe they're just redirecting it to other places. Or is that Hungary? Maybe it's both of them. I don't know. Oh, maybe I should ask you this. Wait, you see when they made Polish state, they took out massive chunks of that Prussian land, the Danzig corridor blocked Germany from East Prussia, right, which helped which helped cause World War II, and then Germany lost all of Prussia land. What's with the There's a bunch of people who were running for election in Germany, and I heard that they all died. Mysterious circumstances. Totally not murdered. Do you have any information about that? Or thoughts, theories, conspiracies? Let's just say something might happen in the next 5 years. That's a good way to put it. Well, it's been brought to that, so that's what will happen. A lot of things are happening, a lot of noticing. But it really is a shame, you know, because Poland, it was so unfair in my opinion what they did in World War One. Germany had to join, and really the only reason they lost was because of the French revanchists or revolutionists. From the Franco-Prussian War. Basically means a bunch of French people wanted to destroy Germany because they annexed like a small strip of land with some coal. There's something else. Someone was pointing out. I remember there's like a thing that I watched where there's a noble or royal beef between I guess like families that was part of igniting war between those nations or various nations. Sure, there's like a bunch of factors that lead up to war, but yeah, so basically leaders of Germany, Britain, and Russia were all cousins at the time of World War One, at least. Oh, so some family beef, and that could have been part of why. That's interesting. Yeah, we don't learn about any of this in our schooling about World War II. We don't even learn World War One. At least I didn't. But you could pass the test, which I did, by playing Call of Duty. That's all you need to do. If you want to pass the test of history of world wars, just play Call of Duty, World at War, and you'll be good. Embarrassing. You know, in the 1500s, there's no Poland. It was all Prussia until, you know, Polish culture emerged. Poles, aren't they, are they Slavic? So, Eurasian? I don't know. Or are they from what's it called? The Anatolian area, like the more Turkish places. Romanian, I don't know. Slavic, okay. Because like for me, Polish, Ukrainian, well, Ukrainian, Russian, I don't know anything that makes them different, but for even Poland, it sounds like very Russian-ish to me, so maybe it's just Slavicness. Yeah, I don't know why they made Slovenia a part of Yugoslavia, because Slovenia literally was just Austria. You know, Austria is Germany. It was only ever considered a slightly different thing until pretty recent. Yeah, I like assumed that because I heard people speaking, and they both sounded German to me. So it's just like it's kind of just it's one of those cases, I guess. Because the Grand Duchy of Austria married into some families, got a bunch of land. Yeah, I guess these country divisions have their roots in family disputes and whatever. If it doesn't make a functional difference, they should just unite. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they have like very important cultural distinctions or something. Okay, I need water on this for this area. There's very slight variations in grammar with Austrian and German, which are honestly illogical and feel like they just do it so they're original. Yeah, that's not enough to be distinct even, because someone was explaining to me that there's different dialects in German, and there's some that are like so different from each other. Because obviously these countries that we've established those pretty recently too, like historically speaking, and like before that it was like different groups of people, nation states or whatever. But like there's High German, and then there's some other type of German, and they might be different. So different that people might have particular difficulties, not necessarily like as difficult as different languages entirely, but Low German, Middle German, High German. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like and then there's the Standard German. Standard German, I guess that's like a state standardized German. There's like Palatinate, the Bavarian, and other weird regional things. I think I spoke to a German about this, but I forgot what the answer to this question was. Would it be as pronounced as the difference between, let's say, you have people from New York, California, or I guess a more relevant example for you is like different dialects of English. So there's like posh English versus Cockney English. Is it the difference something akin to that, or it's like not necessarily so much of an accent thing as grammar and structure and stuff like that. They're also German, and in places like France it was even worse. So imagine you're in the top quarter of Germany. If you go down to the one below, you can still understand them. It's only okay, so it's a little different, but now when you're at the very bottom of Germany, it's pretty different. Okay. I'll have to go back and like probably review, because I was attempting to learn Germany amongst a bunch of other. I was attempting to learn German amongst a bunch of other languages, but I don't have that much time on my hand. I just wanted enough to be able to understand some literature and maybe communicate with people effectively. Oh crap, I accidentally covered the ear. Those people who think the SPQR should have kept existing are funny to me, because there's 44 million starving in Gaul. Even if you conquer all of the Ukraine plains, which you can't do, you can't get enough. SPQR. What is the SPQR? SPQR. Roman Empire. Oh, so during that time it was called that. That logo looks sick. The one with the bird. Need some more white. Because there's so much famine in that empire, it is surprising it lasted so long. I feel like people are trying to engineer a famine nowadays. I don't know if Germany is affected by this, but I kept hearing like established farms in various places have been pressured, I guess. Made it difficult to farm locally because they want like a globalized world or something, whatever. Like if a country can't feed its own people of its own land, it's a failure of a country. And then if they're going to outsource that, it's even dumber, because now you're just gonna be, the well-being of your people can be held ransom. The economic situation can be leveraged. And there's no way that you don't know this if you're in a position of power, so they're doing it on purpose. Brazil could have annexed the coast of China and controlled the entire world, but they're not very competent indeed. This was part of, like, historically they could have done that. That's kind of crazy. I didn't know that. Yeah, they could have, around the Victorian era, if the government was much more competent. However, the landowner class would still be hard to overcome. Yeah, it could have... Oh, I don't know. Maybe this is projecting America's incompetence. But, that big L from the Vietnam War, who knows how resourceful the Chinese could have been. I don't know what the technological difference was necessarily, but I feel like if they wanted to keep their land, they would probably be able to do that. They got butchered by their own government so hard. There was so many people that I guess a lot of them were or are under the former USSR, even the current Russian government. Because I think, like, even though they relinquished territories, they still, like, own and oversee governance. Kind of how, like, not the Chinese, the French, they have, like, a lot of colonies. That they retain governance for. "2,000 men fended out 20,000 Chinese. Damn, the Chinese did not have too good technology, but they did have a lot of people, yeah. But yeah, that's a big L for the Chinese. Also hit the 2-hour mark. 30,000. Okay, even bigger. Even worse. Okay, so 2-hour mark. Yeah. Probably end it here. I'll paint a little bit more just because I want to describe the face a bit. I have my paints out and such, right? So might as well do this part before I like pack it up and clean it up and whatever. Hello Billy, how you doing? I'll be going for a little bit more, but I'm kind of towards the end of my session here. Another historical example in the Victorian era. 16,000 British defeat 100,000 Chinese? Is that like, is that why they... what was Hong Kong to them? Was it just a territory, or was it like they colonized it? Oh, it censored it. Let me see what that word is. Opium Wars, okay. Yeah, my thing always censors stuff, so I have a second thing open here to catch what people actually said. So your great interest seems to be history. I have like a passing interest, but nowhere as well read. Oh, this part here is dry, so I can do this. Cool. Yes, it is. I was never too good at anything else, actually. Not good or just not interested. Because like I feel like if you're like someone with a interest in history would make a good writer, right? I think the skill of writing is just like you can develop that. Even the skill of drawing, but writing for sure. It's just a matter of an interest though. Failed every high school math class. I didn't fail, but I'm not good at math either. I'm good at writing though. I just don't have the desire to write tons of books. Yeah. The thing is that like when you spend so much time and you have like you're well read on like the subjects that you're well read on, it's not a waste necessarily, but it feels like a waste not to do something more with it, you know? Like for me with art, I came to a point where drawing pretty pictures wasn't good enough, and I want to make like stories and stuff. So that's where I'm at with comic making and stuff like that. They had it where like if you got more than a certain percent of questions wrong, it's a default fail. Yeah, I bet it's probably harder than how it was for us, because you could do a bare minimum and you could pass. Like I think okay, so 50%, below 50% is a fail. But you know, anything above that, as long as you get 1% above that, you're good. So I could get like, because of multiple choice, you could get 60% just being lucky, or just by eliminating wrong answers and increasing your chance to get the right answer. But obviously that's just a portion of each math test, if they even have multiple choice. If you got 65 or less, it defaulted it to a fail. It was something ridiculous. That's higher standards at least. But yeah. I guess education is something that needs to be reformed in every country at this point. As some, it needs work. I was in a poorer area. That could be part of why mine was just not good at all. I was in a pretty ghetto area, but like when I talk to people, it doesn't seem like they had it much better in better institutions. They just had like maybe better instructors and more resources. I've written some stuff very, very detailed. I like my stories to make no sense when you're in them, but for there to be so much perfect backdrop to that, so that in actual fact it's really sensible. Oh, so like yeah, I was gonna say the world building is very developed. Yes, and also it makes sense to a certain extent. There has to be a scientific reason why some technology that doesn't exist actually work. So like a theoretical basis of why the tech would be part of that world at least. And I think I do somewhat of the same thing with, because a lot of what I write is more fantasy, but for the sci-fi stuff, definitely do that. For the fantasy stuff, I've done a lot of research of real world practices and rituals and all that stuff to give it a grounding. Well, let's say there's some reason the universe has stopped expanding due to some technology. Well, you find out the approximate energy requirements for that. That would be incomprehensibly astronomical. So are you willing then, in that case, to be doing math? Like to quantify um, theoretical approximations or something like that? Next, well, how do you generate it? Well, you need to start a theoretical reaction that is reasonable. Then you simply say, we're using that energy source to do, well, a very specific manipulation. that manages to create perfect rigid objects. Then you do something else, I forget. Then if the shape of space is actually correct, then well, the speed of light will technically no longer exist. Then you can do another manipulation that stops the expansion of the universe. So you made like a step-by-step formula, I guess. In this story, is that like how they I guess like save the world or something, or like the expansion of the universe is an existential threat that they have to correct? Or is it just like, oh, we've developed the technology to do this? No, like, a bank destroyed the universe. A bank destroyed the universe and then accidentally made it. Because two banks collided into a random guy floating in space and flew away from each other, which created the new universe. I see. And God, who's actually a guy named Jim with unfathomable power because of pocket dimensions, created that. This sounds like some Rick and Morty skit. I never watched that show, but that's the impression I get from it. It's very serious. I've been writing it for years. I see. Oh, gosh. I think I broke something. I cracked my arm. I think that's all I have in me today. Put this brush here to soak. And close my palette. Good bit of painting. Yeah, at least have it flattened so that I don't have to like hold this edge down while I'm painting the rest of it. But plans are essentially, once I have this coverage, to build the base, which is like gonna be lighter blues and some greens here, and more abstract details in his figure. There's gonna be more details here too, especially with like this part here. Like I want some more like tendrils coming out, like it was like a burst, but I need to define that burst with that yellow light. So like kind of have to draw that out and have it like encompass or encircle this back part here. And then wherever the thread here is close to his body, I have to light that area, but that's more so something to do towards the end. And over here I need to make that more brilliant and maybe have like some rainbowy kind of iridescent streams of light coming off of it. But yeah, I should write all that down. I'll do that right after I end stream. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys when I see you, likely tomorrow, but who knows what could happen. Have a good one. Have a good rest if you're resting, and have a good day if that's earlier in the day for you. Bye bye.